Got my quick band done, so I want to show you how to use it. I'll go find some place in the building I can make it work. I have all the equipment that you need to make your own quick band or your own exercise band that you're going to use specifically for kicking and punching to increase your speed and power. I had all this equipment here in the martial arts school, and if you don't have it, you can easily pick it up at places like a dollar store or a general store or hardware store. And the most important part of this is going to be the bicycle inner tube. You're also going to need some utility tape or some duct tape, a pair of scissors, and in this case I'm using an old martial arts belt. Now if you don't have an old martial arts belt, you can use any other kind of material that's going to do the same thing. It just has to be strong enough not to rip or tear when you use it. You can take an old towel and you can fold it over and over. If it's thin, make it thicker. That's going to work. You use strapping or webbing from packing material. This is all about improvising and finding a solution. First step is really simple. Take your inner tube, find the post where the air goes in, and you're going to cut a straight line. It just cuts it in half, and there's the other half of it. You're going to cut another straight line just so you remove it, and you're going to discard that, throw it away, because you don't need it. Made it. Second step, super simple. Your old belt or your material, you're going to make a loop, and it's important to kind of measure this first. It has to be able to go around your ankle with a little bit extra material at the end that's going to go inside the inner tube, and you're going to tie a knot into it. So you have to have enough. You're just going to estimate or guess. I think that looks like about enough. And I have a lot of extra material in case I make a mistake. I can always do it over. I'm going to cut one. Use that piece to measure the other one. Cut two. And now the third step, I'm going to make my loop. Come to the ends, cut ends, and make a knot. Just like you would any simple knot in a piece of string. It's the knot that's going to keep it from pulling out of the inner tube once you use the tape. Make sure it's nice and tight. Check, make sure you got it big enough. Works. Make a knot in the other one. We're almost done. This is the only hard part. You've got to open this up, kind of stretch it open. You're going to feed this into your inner tube. I'm not going to make you watch this whole thing, but basically you're just stuffing that in there because the inner tube is rubber. It'll go in, but you might have to work at it a little bit. And there it is. It's like a snake eating a mouse. Make sure you get it in there pretty good and that the knot is covered up, and there's a little extra material up here. Goes past the knot. You're going to cinch that knot shut with your tape, and if you don't have tape, you might have some string or twine, and you can tie this really tightly. You know how to improvise. You can get this done. I can hear the students coming in. I have to teach tricking martial arts, which means acrobatics, jumping, spinning, flipping. So just take that to the end. You just want to get it really, really tight. Just creating a choke point so that the knot doesn't come sliding out when you start kicking. And it might. You might have to mess around with it, go back, rework it a little bit, stuff it in a little bit deeper, but you'll figure it out. I haven't made one of these in years, but I'm going to use this one. See how many times you can kick it till it breaks. And they do break. Usually not for at least a few thousand kicks. Make sure it's nice and tight. That's a good starting point. We'll finish the other side after I teach this next class, and then I'll tape a quick workout for the end of this video. I just finished teaching class, and I got my quick band done, so I want to show you how to use it. I'll go find some place in the building I can make it work. It's important to fasten this thing to something that doesn't move, or you can always have somebody else hold. They get down, kneel down on the ground, and they hold down as hard as they can while the other person kicks. I'm going to show you some punches first, so I'm going to go a little higher. You're going to take one end, feed it through the other end, pull that tight. I'm gonna come all the way out here, this one's pretty long. And then you just put your hand in it. You get in a good fighting position, and you're gonna turn, and you're gonna go slow at first. Slow is really important as you go through, and you start to increase the speed and the explosiveness of the punch. You can do 15, 20 of those in sets, and then you just switch hands to the other side, and again, start slow. Always go slow to get a feel for this thing, and then you can walk away from it, give yourself more tension, so you give yourself more resistance, build more power. If it's too strong, walk back a little bit. That will lessen the tension. Feed that through. And now you're just step into it. Put that around your ankle. Get in your good fighting position. Start first with the front kick, slow. Go through your range of motion first. Especially when you start kicking, you go really fast, you might fall on the ground. The whole thing will pull you upside down. That's why it's important to go slow and get your feet under you first. Then start to increase that speed and explosiveness of the front kick, and then the round kick. Don't do too many of these, 15 or 25 each leg, 2 or 3 sets. Work it in once or twice a week, and you'll build really fast explosive power.